What is going on, everybody? I hope y'all are having a wonderful day so far. Welcome back to another YouTube video. This is my second video ever posted on the channel, so let me know what y'all think about the first video. I was super excited about that. That was my Heroes Con haul, but this video is going to be a pretty huge topic, so let me know what y'all think. So, as you can see in the title, I will be ranking every single Absolute title, not just the mainline books, every single one. I'm going to start off with like a little segment for the smaller ones, and then I'll go into the big heavy hitters after that. But the Absolute universe is just absolutely incredible. It is completely reviving the comic industry as a whole, and Marvel would just be falling apart by themselves if Absolute didn't even exist. Let alone DC is just completely blown out of proportion with the Absolute universe, and the compacts is just killing it all around. Snyder is a genius and should always be running DC. I don't care what anybody says. So, I'm going to start off with the smaller books. So, here's my deal with these. And the Absolute Batman Annual will be included in this one. But it is not a separate story, but we're just going to throw it in here. So, I would honestly say every single book in here is perfectly equal, in my opinion. Well, no, okay, I take that back. Bottom two are equal, top two are equal, but there's a separation in between, and I'm curious what y'all think the ranking is going to be. But starting off, this is the newest book in the Absolute line. Obviously, you guys know what I'm talking about. Absolute Catwoman. This book is so good. I was really pleasantly surprised by this. I mean, she was so cool in Absolute Batman, but I had not heard of Shay Grayson, and I met her at Heroes last week. She was super cool. Loved talking to her. But this book was really, really good, and I was surprised by how good it was. And usually I'm not a huge Catwoman guy, but it was so sick. I loved it. The Cat Cave was one of my favorite parts. But I'm going to try to move through these fast so I can get to the main heavy hitters, and I'll come back and do a video individually on these eventually once they're done. But next in line. No. Wow. Next in line. Absolute Green Arrow. This was super sick. I only have it slightly higher than Absolute Catwoman, but they're borderline the same. I think all of these are like at least an 8.5 or higher, or an 8.5 like out of 10. This book was so sick. I love what they're doing with Oliver, obviously, or hopefully being the Spectre, but coming back from the dead somehow, and then it being more of a Black Canary story as well. I think it's super interesting. And I love what they're doing with the horror as well. The art is so cool. It was really disappointing. Didn't get to meet Pornsack at Heroes, but it's whatever because this book slaps. And now we gap up a little bit to the real heavy hitters. And we're going to start off coming in at second place with the Absolute Batman Annual from Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer. This is a masterpiece. Everybody knows it. This book is so good. It's a perfect 10, I would say. Even the second side story in here, I cannot remember exactly who writes it. Let's see. Yeah, James Herron. I can't remember if he's an artist and writer or one or the other. Can't remember. But this book is just a masterpiece. I don't really need to say much about it. Most people have already heard everything there is to hear about this book. It's just a 10 out of 10 flawless book. My A cover is double signed by DWJ and Mike Spicer. So this is my backup copy. Bang. And then number one, I'm not even trying to be different. I got Arkham coming in at first place. I thought this book was so good. I like it. I do like it more than the Absolute Batman Annual. I'm just going to come out and say that. I think Snyder's writing on this is so cool. It's so creepy. I do have the A cover signed, but I just wanted to grab this so I don't mess up any of my signed books. This cover is really sick as well. It's Javier Rodriguez, the artist of Martian Manhunter. I thought this was really cool. Had to pick this up. But this book was so cool. My favorite panel from it was when Joker showed up on the doorstep and he was all bloody and crazy. So this is kind of like Joker's origin. If you haven't read it, you definitely need to read this along with Absolute Batman because it adds a huge part to the story. And it's so good. The art's 10. I would say this one is a perfect 10 along with Absolute Batman. It's so peak. I loved every second of it. This was my favorite solo story out of the Absolute universe so far. Oh my goodness. I forgot about Absolute Evil. I would definitely put Absolute Evil right below both of these, but Absolute Evil was really sick. I forgot about that. That's a party foul. But that is my ranking for the solo titles, and now let's move on to the big boys. So, coming in at a crawling last, and this is all my opinion, so don't hate. At a crawling last place, we have Absolute Green Lantern. So, I dropped this book around issue 10. So, if I really should get back on it and just form a full opinion on the book, let me know down in the comments. But I mean, I'm just being honest, I did not like this book whatsoever. I'm a huge Green Lantern fan. I haven't read every single Green Lantern book. I'm not as into Green Lantern as other heroes, but I just read Jeff Johns' run earlier this year after I read this. So this was actually the first Green Lantern comic I ever read. So this was my starting point. And I went back and reread Jeff Johns' run, or the first half of his run, and it's just incredible run. But we're not talking about that today. So my issue with this book is, if you don't know anything about Green Lantern, this doesn't make any sense. It's weird. It's convoluted. The art is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. And I think Al Ewing's a pretty great writer. But I just think this book falls really flat compared to the rest. I don't think it's a good introduction. And it's just, I don't know. I didn't like it really at all. So that's just, I did like Hal with the Black Hand. I thought that was cool. But yeah, that's about all I had for this story. Was I really liked the art on all the characters. I think all the designs looked great, especially Jo Mullein. She looked really cool the way they drew her. It was awesome. But Hal was my favorite with the Black Hand. That was really interesting. Never seen before. But I would give this book, honestly, like a 5.5 out of 10. That's just my take there. And then coming in next, we have Absolute Flash. All right. So now, after Green Lantern, I have most of these books very close together in rankings. I loved this from the beginning, and if I ever get on here and talk with some of my friends, they know I have been singing its praises since this issue came out. I love it. I love the art. The writing's cool. I think some issues fall a little bit flat with the heavy-hitting moments, the story moments compared to the other things. And also, okay, here's one of my takes about this book. So some people say that Absolute Flash is bad because it's just mainline Flash, but I don't really understand that, because that's not, the point of the Absolute Universe isn't only to be different. Well, obviously that's a main part of it. Just because it's different, that's not what makes it good. This can be a great book without being, completely different. Absolute Batman is obviously completely different, but it's still Bruce. This book is pretty similar, other than the Speed Force not existing, but I love what they do in this with the, kind of technical, glitchy art with, here, let me just show an example. With Nick Robles, how he draws it, instead of lightning, it's more square, boxy electricity. Hold on. Where is this? Hold on. Like this. I think it's so cool. I love the real boxy, jagged electric marks rather than just the basic lightning that every Flash book has. I think this is a really, really sick art book, and I love Jeff Lemire's work, so he's just such a good writer. So that's kind of my opinions on this book, and I don't understand why people don't like it. But I would say, without a doubt, it is 100 times better. Not 100 times, 100% better than Green Lantern. And here's where my hot take comes in. All right, I'm sure a lot of people would disagree with this. I would say, first I would say Flash is an 8 to 8.5 out of 10. And then coming in next, I have Absolute Wonder Woman. So here's my thing with this book. I think it's a great book. I love it. It's really solid. It's better than any Marvel slop that's coming out right now, and I'm not even just hating on Marvel, but most Marvel's terrible. This book is better, 100 times better than anything Marvel's doing and most of what DC's doing. But I think it's very overrated. And no hate to anybody on this team. Kelly Thompson is a great writer. Hayden Sherman is a fantastic artist. But so obviously Diana is so sick in this. The way she looks is awesome. Her writing is so cool. But my issue is the side characters are not non-existent, but they're I don't care about any of them. I don't think they're interesting at all. I don't think any of them have a grabbing factor to them. They're just kind of normal, average side characters. And I think every other Absolute book, even Green Lantern, has stronger side characters than this. And I'm not talking about the villains, because the villains are sick. Zatanna, Poison, all them, they're so cool. I really, really like the villain setup that they got going on with this. And Diana's so cool, and her dialogue with all the different gods when she'll go in and out of sleep or death, it's so sick. But that's one of the reasons why I have it less than the top 3, which now you know what they are. But that's just why I don't like any of the side characters whatsoever. And it's just, I don't know. I don't really understand why everyone has this so high up, sometimes even over Absolute Batman. I don't get it. But not hating on it. It's a good book. I'm not saying it's bad. I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. I know that's pretty low for what a lot of people think, but that's just my opinion. My favorite issue of this was probably the Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Batman crossover. I'm pretty sure that's issue 15. And I'm a Batman stan, so I'm going to be biased there. But the way Wonder Woman was like guiding him through that cool kind of, I don't even know, like death area, and then he saw the vision of his parents with the snow, and then she helped him through it. Oh, it was so sick. And then the crossover with her and Batman, it was so awesome. I love that issue. But those are kind of my opinions on her, and I just saw that they announced her new arm at Heroes. I missed that panel, which sucked, but it looks so sick. I'm really, really stoked for that. But that's my opinion on Wonder Woman. 8.5, 8.7 out of 10, probably. But so for the next books, my top two, I would give perfect 10s. This book, I would give like a 9.7. So the reason I would give this book a 9.7, I am about to show you. Absolute Superman. All right. I think this book is a masterpiece. I think the first 6 issues are great. The rest of the book is a perfect 10. The first 6 issues are almost a perfect 10, but I think the only thing that holds them back is the pacing. The pacing is a little weird, it's convoluted, and it doesn't really seem like it has a direction. I'm not saying that's bad, because then once you read the rest of... Sorry, I got a notification. Once you read the rest of the series and go back, they fit much better. But as it was coming out, the pacing was just a little slow, and this wasn't like... I wasn't rushing to read this compared to all the other books. But aside from that, I would give this book a perfect 10. That scene when his mom knits him the new suit, spoilers, right after dying, is just literally one of the most incredible artistic works I've ever seen. And it's such a great, incredible 10 out of 10 panel. It's my favorite panel in the whole series. Maybe not the whole Absolute Universe, but close. It's so good. I love this series. Jason Aaron is fantastic. And the multiple artists that are on this book are just killing it every time. They've had a couple guests, and now it's switched from Rafa Sandoval. I'm not exactly sure how to say his name. Probably just butchered that. But I do not know who the new artist is, but her stuff is just so good. This book is a borderline 10 out of 10. I love every second of it, and I think it's just a gap from the other... I think it's a gap from Wonder Woman. I'm just going to say that, and I love Wonder Woman, but I think it's a gap up. And then let's move on to the top. So, as I said, I would give that one around a 9.7. These next two I would give perfect 10s. So, if you want to see if you can guess what these are, based on what I've said, you can probably tell. Go ahead and pop that down in the comments. But this is coming in at a hot second place, Absolute Martian Manhunter. This series is a perfect, flawless 10 out of 10 front to back, and I don't really see how anyone could argue with that. It is a masterpiece. Dennis Camp is an incredible writer. I am not really a huge fan of Ultimates. I think that's another overrated book as well, but I think he's being held back a lot by Marvel creatively over there, because you see this book, and then you see Assorted Crisis from Image. That book is a masterpiece. I mean, it is a perfect 10. I think I would say that's better than this. I think issue 8 of Assorted Crisis is top 3 comic book, maybe top 5 comic book issues ever written. But this book is just so good. My favorite panel from this, probably my favorite panel from the Absolute Universe, is from issue 4 when John is holding his wife, and it looks like an explosion of like colors and craziness. And it's like the huge climax of issue 4, building up kind of from the first 4 issues, right when he realizes that I'm blanking on his wife's name right now, but right when he realizes that he messed up and she might not love him anymore, or she doesn't believe in his love for her. It's such a great panel, and the art is incredible by Javier Rodriguez. He is, I don't know, I can't say favorite artist of all time, because that's a tall order, but he's so good. This book is a 10 out of 10, and it's just every character in it is so good. Issue 4 is my favorite issue, but it's such a great series. I love every second of it, and if you have not read any of these books, read all of them. I mean, it's just the perfect introduction into comics, and you don't need to know anything other than, for some reason, Green Lantern. But you don't need to know anything about anything to enjoy all these books. So please check these out. And again, before I get to the number one, which everybody knows, go ahead, please hit that subscribe button. That will help me out a lot, because I'm trying to grow this channel. I have been posting on TikTok for a while now, so if you want to go check out my channel, it is Absolute Media, same name. And yeah, thank you for that. But I just completely stuttered. Coming in at number 1, we have the GOAT, Absolute Batman. This is not my A cover, because it is rated over on my shelf at a 9.0, double signed Scott Dragotta and remarked by Scott, so tough as hell there. But this book is a 12 out of 10. I think this book is a is perfection in comic book form. I don't think there's anything. I could see why some people may have some issues with Martian Manhunter with maybe being too confusing, but that doesn't make it bad. That just, I don't know. I think this book is perfection. I think every single comic book should strive to do what Absolute Batman does. It has literally revived the comic book industry as a whole and brought millions and millions and millions and millions of new readers in. And when some of these other books are winning awards over this book, I don't understand it. And I think it's forced because everybody knows this is the most popular, whether it's your favorite or not. It is the most popular, and that's an objective fact. It is a masterclass of comics, storytelling, and art. Scott Snyder is a legend. Nick Dragotta, absolute legend. This book has everything from action, like punch, crazy, total all-out action, to slow moments, emotional moments, and then sadness and death and fear. It's got every single thing. Everything for both sides of any spectrum of life. It's just incredible. And I would say my favorite issue, it's hard. I have a couple ones. My favorite scene is when Bruce is having a sleepover with all the villains as a kid, and he's laying on his mom's lap because he's too scared to go to sleep. I think that is the best moment in the Absolute universe, because it shows that that's something you could not do in mainline, because Bruce was not friends with his villains, and that's just so cool to see that happen in this book. And there's just, I don't even have enough time to talk about it, but I'll try. Every single side character in this book is a 10 out of 10, from Alfred, Wayland, Two-Face, Penguin, Riddler, Freeze. I cannot remember his name. Matchstick something from the Freeze arc was so cool. Marcos Martin's art in that book was just, oh my god, it was so good. And then pairing it with Arkham, and then you get the masterpiece of the Joker issue 15. Holy, that issue was insane. And then now the Scarecrow arc's happening with the Robins coming in, and it's just, oh my god, it's just a masterpiece. And I don't think you can, this is just my opinion, I don't think there's a way that you can say these other books are better. I just think this book is just above the other ones in every way. I think it is perfection, and this is not even trying to be that guy. It's just, it's so good. I've been reading all of these since day one. Dropped Green Lantern at issue 10, but other than that, I've been reading all of them since they came out day one. But it's just it's a masterpiece. And I'm a huge Batman guy. I have read almost all of Morrison's run: New 52, Nightfall, Long Halloween, Dark Victory, Haunted Night, Last Halloween, Killing Joke, a good amount of Tom King's run, Metal, Death Metal, not everything, but a pretty good amount of Batman. And I would say Snyder is my favorite Batman writer ever, and I think he did a masterpiece with New 52. Came out completely different Batman, still hit it out of the park with a perfect 10. It's so good. And I'm so glad they're not going to kill this universe like Marvel did for whatever reason with the Ultimate line, and then all those books just fell off towards the end. It just, so terrible. But Snyder's talked about how they already have 50 issues planned out and would love to do over 100. It's such a good comic. I don't even think I could talk about it enough. I don't think I could talk about the others enough, but I just wanted to save room for this book because it's just incredible. And I'm really looking forward to see in the future the more tie-ins, because the Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman crossovers were so hold on, I'm gonna grab some water. It was just so good. It was so cool to see those characters interact with each other, and then you have Absolute Evil with Joker running the Justice League, and now Superman with Lex coming in. It's just, oh my god, it's so good. It is such a great universe with the King always on top, argue with the wall. No, I'm just playing. But I love this book so much. I can't say enough. But that about covers it for this video. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Let me know what y'all's rankings are. Let me know if you disagree or heavily agree with anything I've said. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Hopefully, my next video will be New Comic Book Day on Wednesday. So super stoked about that. And let me know if there's any other videos y'all want to see. I will probably do something for the Intergon universe at some point. I'm not sure, because that's obviously the other major hitter right now, and then I might do the Downfall of the Ultimate Universe. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. And yeah, that's about it. Peace out. Y'all have a wonderful day.